I remember going to Pifton, sitting around the fire, and Joe O'Sullivan was, speaking about the future and had a very big picture view of the future of film and television.
In 1971, the Perth Institute of Film and Television was incorporated, and that's when it started.
I think I first started hanging out down there about 1974 or 75, so very early, soon after it opened.
After about a year and a half of being at Free Video, I left Free Video because it was just time to move on and somebody else take the job. And a month or two after I made that decision, I got a phone call asking if I was interested in applying for the job as director of the Film Institute.
You suddenly actually invest, well I certainly did, my whole heart and soul into filmmaking, and that wouldn't have happened without the FTI.
My first association with what was then PIFT was going to watch European films. It was the only place in the metropolitan area where you could in those days in the 80s.
FTI PIFT were responsible for developing the professional screen industry in WA.
Well, at the time, the objective of FTI was for, or PIFT as it was fourfold. It was a cinema, it was a commercial cinema bringing, if you will, the best of the world cinema to Perth audiences. It was a resource centre for new and young filmmakers. It was a production company in its own right. And it had aspirations to be an education facility.
The FTIs allows people to actually, get a start, find a way, do some courses, learn what they need to learn, go out there, chase the dream, and it's always going to be like that in the film industry because it's so bloody competitive.
I mean, I think it's a very important element. It brought people from the grassroots in a way. It brought people into people who felt like they wanted to communicate with images, or they were coming in because they love movies.
That anybody who is interested in filmmaking can find a home at FTI for a while. You can come in off the street, or you can come out of school or film school or something and find somewhere there that will embrace you.
It's a place where you can get a kick-off at some stage in some of the programs that it runs and get a start. For other people like me, I just like to continue to support it because I believe in it.
We were one of the first art house cinemas in Perth. We used to have queues of people lining up to get in to come to our cinema. Very, very popular, and it was the place to go.
It was the only place where you could see the best of world cinema. All the rest of the cinemas were, commercial things.
We organise and run the WA Screen Awards, and that's a great opportunity for early career filmmakers to enter their films and be judged by their peers at the screenings that we hold.
Various people, various organisations may come and go, but the Institute has been there now for an extended period of time. That there's a whole body of people and body of work that's come out of the Institute, and where it has found, I think, a place within the overall industry that everybody recognises and respects. So I personally believe that the Institute is an essential part of the WA film community.
It's been so important to me, actually, over the years to have someone like the FTI there. And even though I spent a lot of time in Sydney, I think the FTI just has such a great kind of capacity to sort of help young filmmakers.
Oh, my friend, now what could be happening? Each of us standing alone. Can it be that the darkness is closing down? Can I hear that cold hoping more.
Happy birthday, FTI. I never thought you'd make it, but clearly you have, and I know you're going to make it to 80 and maybe 100 and 150.
Happy birthday, FTI. It's great to see that you've been here for 40 years doing a fantastic service to independent filmmakers.
Happy birthday, FTI. May you continue for another 40 years.
Happy 40th birthday, FTI.
Happy birthday, FTI. Long may you live.
Happy 40th birthday, FTI.
If you want to live close to the edge like that, if you want to lie near to fire, then you got to accept there's a risk attached. Don't look back if you want to go high. Thanks very much. See you again.